Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast here with Tad and Will, bringing you extensive, all-inclusive coverage of the 32 teams in the National Football League. We're here to bring you a matchup that took place in the week 10 and week 10 of the 2024 season between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 23-20 was the final result of the 49ers as they went on the road. And it's had the big headline, marquee storyline in this matchup. Of course, Brock Purdy, 25 of 36, 9.8 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I'm obviously kidding, folks. The return of Christian McCaffery, the best player on the team, the best player on the offense, the leader of the offense. 13 carries, 39 yards. And Tad, what was your take on the return of Christian McCaffrey?
I mean, when you have a player like Christian McCaffery and he's not been able to play for the entire season, it's just on like a human level, it's just great to see him going out, able to play the game that he loves. It's obviously been difficult for him to miss the time. He wants to be out there competing, helping his team win football games, playing the game, and it's difficult to miss time. And now he's back and able to do what he's doing. He had a fairly solid game receiving, especially with the 68 receiving yards, also 39 rushing yards. So he did pass 100 all-purpose yards. So all things considered, a fairly strong return to the lineup for McCaffery.
I mean, considering it was his season debut,
Yeah.
I mean, this was a really good game. The 49ers went off. I mean, they took a commanding lead. And then, obviously, it got pretty dicey there late in the game. But still, you feel like what was your take on Jake Moody missing 3 field goals?
Yeah, Jake Moody, he had a rough game. He was just coming back from the injury. I believe he was out the prior 2 or 3 weeks. So he was just getting his feet wet. This was his first game since October 6th. So he'd been out for about a month actually. And a shaky game. He's only had 1 miss before that, so he has the 3 misses there. But when it mattered the most, they trusted him to make the game-winning field goal, which he did. So a great showing of resiliency by Jake Moody, the second-year kicker out of Michigan. And he's shown that he can be reliable, and I'm sure they'll trust him to be more accurate moving forward as he works his way through the injury.
Yeah. The Buccaneers, did put up a pretty good fight, especially with that late game run by Bucky Irving to score the touchdown. That gave the Buccaneers a 17-13 lead. And Tad, where would you rank Bucky Irving amongst the running backs in the NFC?
Yeah, Bucky Irving, the youngster out of Oregon, he's proving to be a playmaker. I have a hard time ranking him too high, just because of the experience factor, but I think he's got a lot of potential and he could grow into a premier.
I guess what I should have said more like, here's a better question, Tad. Where would you rank Bucky Irving amongst NFL offensive rookies?
Yeah, that is a more interesting question. Let me think. Bucky Irving as
I would say he's top 10
NFL offensive rookie. But first off, are we only talking about like skill players? Are we including like linemen in this? Because there's some good linemen as well. But if we're including them, then I'd probably say he's probably top 20. And maybe if you don't include the linemen, maybe more like top 10, top 15 range.
Okay, yeah.
because of course there's some good offensive linemen that are rookies as well. I mean, and they deserve their credit as well.
Yeah, that left tackle for the Jets, he's very solid.
Mm-hmm. So
But
yeah,
yeah,
Bucky, he's pretty solid. Yeah, Tampa Bay. For me, with Tampa Bay, it looks
but
like they're just waiting to get Mike Evans back. Once they
but
get Mike Evans back, they'll have a better chance.
but Tad, really quick, I do want to humbly and genuinely ask you, because what really got the 49ers going was the opening touchdown from Ricky Purcell. And yeah, Tad, where would you rank Ricky Purcell amongst rookie offensive players?
Yeah, obviously it's been unfortunate that we haven't had a chance to see him on the field more with his being shot before the season, unfortunately. And now he's sort of finding his footing. His first career touchdown. So for me, I want to see a little more on the field before I rank him too high amongst anybody. But I think that in an offense that has a lot of weapons, I think Ricky Pearsall can make a name for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. A very quiet day for K. Dot. Only 5 catches, 35 yards. Like I said, I mean, the take still stands that I have on him. He can be sneakily good sometimes. So these are just one of the times where, yeah, just to be, I mean, a middle of the pack tight end game, as you
He
said,
can also be sneakily mid sometimes.
but sneakily good sometimes. Just today wasn't one of those times.
No.
I guess he didn't play bad necessarily, but when I say sneakily good, I mean like a game that he had like where he gets like 2 touchdowns for like almost 100 yards. Like that's a good game. Just didn't seem to be the case this time. So I'm like, to me, it's like a good game from K. Dotton when he has multiple touchdowns.
An interesting take.
But yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, Tad, what's your take on the 3 fumbles? And a lot to be desired kind of offensive line play from Tampa Bay in this game. But yeah, the 3 fumbles by Baker can't happen there.
A very weird game for Baker Mayfield. Like, it feels like the stats don't really tell the whole story in this one. He led some quality drives towards the end. He had that big field goal drive to tie the game at the end. Obviously, it was matched by San Francisco when they won the game, but Baker Mayfield showed a lot of grit. He made some incredible throws. It looked like he was going to get sacked. He had Nick Bosa hanging all over his body, and he still fired a quality pass to get a first down, and that really kept Tampa Bay going. I didn't think he had that horrible of a game. Obviously, you don't like to see the 3 fumbles. You want more ball awareness by your quarterback there. That can't happen, but the low yardage total, that is definitely unfortunate. And I think right now Tampa Bay just needs to get some of their receivers healthy. I mean, I was mentioning it earlier with Evans. You need to get Mike Evans back sooner rather than later. And obviously Godwin's out for the season, so you're not getting him back anytime soon. But if you want to make a run, you got to get Mike Evans back as soon as possible.
You got to get Mike Evans back as soon as possible. Yeah, and you just got to get things figured out here, you know. So 4 and 6, you know, you're kind of starting to see a slippery slope, if you will, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And right now, Tad, it just seems that what the Falcons are doing is they are literally flying away with the division.
Yeah, they definitely could have taken another step. Of course, they had the unfortunate loss to the Saints for them, so that kind of keeps Tampa Bay sort of within an arm's length. But I mean, like you said, they had the 2-game lead, and they also had the sweep over Tampa Bay. So, in effect, 3-game lead if you factor in the sweep. But yeah, so Tampa Bay, they need to start winning ball games sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really impressed, really overall, to see Ricky Purcell's first touchdown. But yeah, overall, really good game. You know, some of the defensive players that stood out: Devondre Campbell, You also got guys like Malik Collins. I mean, Fred Warner, he's always going to do his thing. So, yeah, just a battle between two NFC clubs that just duked it out. And the Niners won 23-20.
That they did.
Did you have any other final thoughts or takes on the game besides the fact of San Francisco, of who they play next week? And they play
Seattle. They host the Seahawks a 3 o'clock Central game on Fox. That'll be a fairly big
and
game.
Given everything that we know about these two franchises, where would you rank Seahawks 49ers amongst NFC rivalries all time?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have some of the playoff meetings. Of course, the stuff with Ricky Sherman and Michael Crabtree, that was an all-time playoff moment. They've had some crazy games, those division rivals. I'd say it's I don't know, maybe top 10 rivalry
In the NFC?
in the NFL.
In the NFL, okay.
That might be a bit high. I don't know, but it's a quality one.
And then Tampa Bay,
Bye.
they are on a bye week. So a really good chance to regroup there for them. So, yep. Niners win 23-20. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow all season long. This is the Gridiron Glory.